to see for yourselves one of the most amazing events.
When has this great experiment been made?
Impervious to heat, impossible to move.
Is it human or inhuman?
Gentlemen, do you realize what we've found?
It's time for the Geeky Brummie podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello and welcome to this Geeky Brummie Oddities special. Joining me today will be Keith, Lee, Philip, Callan, Guy and Graham from Jules 19 Show. We will be getting Callan to review some t-shirts. Keith will be whipping out his omnicord and playing us some tunes. And Guy and Ryan will be looking at some odd than usual television, plus a few bits extra.
You are listening to the dulcet tones of Keith Bloomfield Plays Omnicord. Available in a 24-part series at $9.99 per month. Keith Bloomfield Plays Omnicord.
I can't believe it's finally within us, in the room, we can see it. I mean, wow.
It's like Ross from Friends playing his keyboard.
Oh my god, it really is.
It's got all the sound effects.
I thought it was genuinely going to be like a rubbish kid's toy, but it's like a proper...
How much did this cost you again, Keith?
I'm not prepared to reveal that amount.
Come on.
He still hasn't told his wife how much it cost.
Can we play the prices right here? Okay, I'm going to say
above £100.
You'd be cool. Okay, higher?
150.
A little bit higher.
175.
Oh, Ryan's got it.
175?
Yeah.
Wow.
They retail for about 300 quid.
300?
Yeah. And if you want to get the really old school ones, like the OM 27s, 88s, 100s, 200s, they can go for 400 or 500 quid. In the UK, if you're in America, they're in garage sales for like 10 bob.
So are you gonna start a
would
band?
it actually be better for you to like fly to America, find a garage sale, pick one up and come home?
I might well do actually. I can do pitch bend as well.
It's like a luau.
It has got lots of different voices, so you can do like tubular bells and everything.
Can I have a go?
But, yeah. Well, you can do what you want. You can have the accompaniment or just have the standard kind of.
It's got a good amount of heft to it.
I've never actually seen one. I think you should describe it because it's
It's
unusual.
It's like the bottom part of a guitar without the neck, but they've taken away all the strings and lots of buttons.
A chord on the arm.
Oh, that was magical. I thought that said strunculate.
It's on
a new verb.
bossa nova rhythm setting.
What I'm going to do for Guy now, I'm going to take him off easy play.
Oh, he wants it back.
now we've got the choices of
Look but
various
don't
different
touch.
kind of. So let's put you on rock. And then,
This is where you stop sounding like a
so
professional.
you play a chord now, it will start doing a compliment. Oh!
Wow. I want to try jazz. How do I go down on it?
Pardon? It's not that kind of game.
So you're going to go to jazz, you're going to come up.
I feel like Keith's already done that, to be honest with you.
He still seems very attached to it, doesn't he?
Can I have a go?
There you go, jazz. So we'll change the instrument.
That's not jazz!
Well, it's kind of. Give you vibes.
It's jazz with the church organ, is that?
Ecclesiastical jazz. It's
In the Garden of Eden.
I like to do like the synth music.
Go on, Ryan.
I'm going to have a quick play.
So, like,
just hit stop.
he's
So
really protective of it.
He really is fills, so you can start with a fill. So you can.
I'm going to go with sound effects.
It's like when your friend lent you their bike when they were little. And it's like, don't go too far in it. Oh!
classic Ryan goes for the stupid stuff.
The cartoon sound effects.
I feel like it's like, for me, that would be a Christmas present that I could play with all down Christmas to annoy my family and then get bored of. Like, Laura bought me a synthesizer and she's like, you never use it. It's kind of like, I do want to annoy my family.
This is not
definitely
voice.
Start a band.
That is a band.
Yeah. How do you?
I feel Faux Phoenix nights with this.
It really is.
Come and get your thing.
When you look online for people doing it, they are like single performers performing in old people's homes,
do,
doing
Doing the classics. Girl from Ipanema and stuff like that.
How do you feel? How does your wife feel about this being in the house? This item.
It's just another musical instrument.
I mean, other than your voice, that is a beautiful musical instrument.
It's quite good. I mean, if I could remember the keys, there's various key combinations that gives you access to 100 different sounds. And I do quite like the tubular bells one because that's quite good.
Have you started like feeling like?
I feel like I'm about to be in an umpire band.
Have you started creating the soundtrack to your own life with it?
What I've been doing is downloading a load of guitar tabs because you can just play it like.
It does. It's a hefty machine. I'm surprised how hefty it is.
It's got 8C batteries in it.
It's always the way that the batteries weigh.
So the batteries.
I'm faced with an array of buttons and I don't know what to press.
What happens now? It drops
it's
on
like
the
when you
floor.
switch Netflix on.
So let's pick a different style of. Let's do.
Phil has arrived.
So you play any chord,
right?
And then you've got. So you've got guitar. We'll do you on strings. So you play any chord and then just strum the strum.
Are you ready?
Phil Ellis has been tempted into the room by the sound of the omnichord.
Phil, is that what you expected?
I don't know what I expected, but this is quite magical.
It's the theme to Home and Away.
It's serene, isn't it?
It's soporific.
Ooh,
Hear that?
big word time.
Which is why they play in old people's homes to send them to old sleep.
It's like Westlife's in the room.
I mean, Keith, you get some good use of your fingers with this, if I'm honest with you.
Okay. Certainly strengthens the one hand.
Right, I need to change it up. So.
Just whack one of the side views.
Oh.
That changes.
Oh,
new chain. I feel like I should go minor now.
Now we're
like
into a
something
Hitchcock
dramatic just
movie.
happened. Phil took his coat off, the drama increased in the room.
Do you feel like we're in a telenovela?
I feel like I should slap someone.
Days of their lives.
I'm about to discover a long-lost sibling I never knew about.
Everything's going to be covered in Vaseline with smooth motion.
I don't want the string sound. How do I change?
Cassandra, you said you were never going to leave me.
It doesn't have a touch screen.
It's select at the top and the bottom.
Select, right. Ooh.
There you go.
So you've got jazz there now.
Piano for jazz.
Got to choose a chord first.
This reminds me of when everyone used to have a Casio keyboard.
Yeah.
And just have that setting. It's just dunce.
We've already done the Ross from Friends sound effect montage.
If you want to do an intro and film, you can just go.
Do you remember, like, in music at school when no one clearly had any respect for music teacher, and you just used to, like, hit the demo button, and then they start, like, right, turn it off, and then they start teaching again, and then you just go, boof, and then, like, just that's it, the whole lesson is just the demo button being pressed. Like, that's all I learnt in music is how to turn the demo on.
It quit on me.
Oh, keep the
It's
batteries
upsetting
ran
me.
out.
Just hit another
Those C batteries last about 5 minutes.
Is there a demo button on there?
If you press the demo button, it plays the Beatles.
Does it? I want to hear it!
So if you just hit the demo.
Is it actually got a XLR output on that?
It's got MIDI. So
Oh, MIDI.
got MIDI stuff from it.
What Beatles
So you can
song
do
is
that.
that?
And
I
then
want to
it
guess.
Oh.
Sounds more Beach Boys than MIDI than the Beatles.
Bit more force.
That's not the Beatles.
Wow, that's my Michelle.
Is it?
Yes.
That doesn't really sound like it.
Oh, it's gone all of it wrong. I think Graham is better than me. Things are getting weird, guys.
You're having a very surreptitious stroke there, Phil.
Always pitch bending.
I don't like it.
Rescuing me. It doesn't make you sound like you know what you're doing.
I think it's on a Make It, Graham.
I I feel like you could like record anything with this and just like get away with like, yeah, that's definitely a song. Like that is definitely something.
This could be like Philip Ellis Investigates, the intro theme. It could be my late night Channel 5 movie.
You remember what late night Channel 5 movies used to be, right?
Yes.
I'd say this feels more BBC One daytime, like antique hunting.
Antique hunting?
Blue Sock Diaries.
Yes.
What?
Blue Sock Diaries. With Mulder.
Yeah.
So like make a theme tune, even though he's not here. Make a theme tune up for Callan on the spot. So like.
It's one of the most childish theme you can
Sound like this theme tune to the Tweenies or something, wouldn't it?
That sounds Teletubbies to me.
Yeah. Time for Teletubbies. Time for Teletubbies.
What did you learn today, Callan?
Have you learned colours? One isn't a colour, Callan. Oh, we mock him and he's not even in the room. That's terrible.
Well, maybe we might summon him by playing the omnichord. Maybe
Stop.
He's going to float through the window like that.
Maybe this is
So to round this up then, like, what do we think about Keith's instrument?
I'm a
Keith's organ.
It's got a little
sitting there
it's got a
waiting
little
for you
slot
that
that
way.
takes cards that have
Ooh.
like different bits and pieces on.
Have you got any of the cards?
Is
Yeah.
that
it
if
costs
I
a
don't have
fortune.
cash to pay you?
Is that like one of those? Remember Major Morgan?
Yes.
It's a bit like
You
that.
put a
It's
card
big
in.
plastic
See, I
cartridge.
thought you'd have a neck to go in, so you could like turn it into a full like omni guitar thing.
You should have, shouldn't you?
It's just got the thing, but it's got MIDI out, so you can control other. So if you plug it into like a Logic or something, you can use it to control other stuff. So you can put outputs, so you can put it through wah-wah pedals and distorters and stuff. So you can do some weird kind of.
Coming soon to a stage near you, Keith Bloomfield plays omnichord.
It's basically only good for kind of like 3 seconds of Carol Brown by Flight of the Conchords, and that's about it. Unless you want to do the.
Can't do Carol Brown then.
I can't
Go
do
on.
Carol Brown on this. I don't know it properly.
So basically, good purchasing, Keith.
Well, I'm still learning.
How often do you
it's
play
like
it a
any
week?
other instrument. Not for very long. I've had a busy couple of months, so I've not had a practice for a while. So I was trying to do Wicked Game by Chris Isaacs and Sweet Dreams Are Made of This by.
Can we hear Wicked Game? And just end us on
No,
Wicked
because
Game.
I've forgotten the chord progression.
Can you
I should
do?
have written it down.
Have you got any
I
of
can
the?
roll around in the sea for you if that's going to inspire you. Like Helen Christensen.
Is there any songs that you can perform for us?
Right now.
Oh
Right
god,
now.
it's going to be Bar Bar Black
No,
Sheep,
'cause
isn't
I
it?
can't remember the chord
Jingle
progressions. I
bells,
should have
even?
written down. I've just bought it for you to see and play, so you can have a go yourself. But
This is just
the
a
next
teaser,
time
isn't it?
Next time
This-
it appears, I'll do a full-on song. I might do something by the Foo Fighters.
This is like a cam preview special, isn't it? With Keith Bloomfield, he's just
He
teasing
whips
us.
it out, gives you a look, and then it's like, that's enough.
I mean, I can't help but
Pop
keep
it away
staring
now.
when he keeps rubbing his lap with it on. Like,
It's like Spinal Tap, isn't it?
The shape is a little suggestive, I'm going to say.
A little?
Alright, very, yeah.
What's the extra prong for? That's the only thing I'm worried about.
That bit.
Goes around the back.
so you can get your fingers to it.
I think it's
But
time.
It's not. You can't really play it like a keyboard.
Right, I think we need to give Keith some time alone with his omnichord.
hi guys, I think I just heard this new sound.
You know that new sound you've been looking for?
In our latest edition of What Does Callan Know, which we've so far found out is not very much at all, ever.
So we are recording today, and me and Graham are wearing t-shirts with iconic imagery on it.
I think we should go through all the t-shirts, actually.
Okay. We'll start with mine, Can. So, what did you learn about my t-shirt today?
Well, fortunately it does say at the bottom, but it's clueless. Because it's like that.
You are.
Because it's a blonde girl wearing like a yellow checkered shirt, which is like
just a blonde girl.
Alicia Silverstone.
Okay, I don't know any of their names.
Say her name, have some respect.
But anyway, so she's a blonde girl wearing like this sort of yellow checkered blazer, which is like really iconic, and it's got like a short skirt that comes down to like her knees.
Pervy.
Yeah, why focus on that?
Alright, I'm just summarising it.
So much more going on in that photograph.
And then there is a
Tracy Dash.
Tracy
Dash. Who is crazy these days, by the way.
Oh, she's a Trump supporter, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
So what
I took a dark turn.
You know this image, but why do you know this image?
Right, I know this image because it was in an Iggy Azalea music video for the song Fancy. Also, wasn't it in that Ariana Grande one that Thank You Next?
No, Ariana Grande paid homage to sort of the decade later, so it was Legally Blonde, Mean Girls, Bring It On, and 13 Going on 30.
Okay.
I just have that queued up in my head at all times.
Wow, that was so...
I also knew all of those.
Next shirt along, then.
So Blake's shirt...
Blake?
What does Callan know? Nobody's names.
How many times have we met, Callum?
Should we wear name tags?
Not as many times as I've met Keith and Phil. I still get their names mixed up.
Not then, you didn't. Well, you still got to get your name yet. I'm hurt.
So Graham, from Jaws 19, is wearing a T-shirt with an animated guy on playing the guitar. Animated.
Illustrated.
Illustrated, yeah.
I've got the world's first animated T-shirt.
Yeah, we truly are in the future.
We are.
Gift shirts coming to a shop near you.
Fortunately, it does help me because it does say Otis Redding in big letters.
Right, name an Otis Redding song.
I can't, but he was sampled by Jay-Z and Kanye West on Watch the Throne.
On what track?
It was the first one.
Oh god.
Track number one.
It wasn't.
Otis. It was called Otis.
That's funny, that Callan. Yeah.
I was going to say, like, do you think this guy's Frank Ocean?
Right.
It's Drake.
Next shirt along.
That is Skeletor, I think his name is.
Skeletron.
just read what you see, Callan. Read what you see.
It's a mock-up band T-shirt of like that skeleton guy from He-Man.
You mean Skeletor from Masters of the Universe?
Is it right? I thought it's from He-Man.
It's
He-Man
He-Man and the
He-Man and the
Masters.
Masters.
Oh,
of the Universe.
But the show was... Oh.
I was hoping he was. He did avoid the obvious Go Compare guy advert, so I'm happy about that.
I forgot. I tried to black that out of my mind, like he was in that. Just no. Yeah.
Right, Lee's shirts to finish the round off.
Oh, that's a simple one. It's from the. It says Umbrella Corporation, and it's got the Umbrella logo on from the Resident Evil. I know it's in the movie franchise. I don't know if it's actually in the game franchise
It is,
because
yeah.
it's. I haven't seen it in the fourth one.
Our gaming correspondent is wearing it, so
Yes.
what would
Yeah.
you think?
well, right, okay. This is based on my like brief playthroughs of like 2, 3,
By
4,
doing something else, by any chance?
5, 6, and 7. I don't remember seeing it in those games, although I
It's
haven't
in-
played them recently.
All of those games.
I think it's in all of them, yeah.
I think Callan dies on level 1, then gives up. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's honestly
I mean, I
what
didn't get
did.
that far through the game.
Yeah.
And,
Like,
and Phil's jumper today is the total representation of your knowledge.
It's
blank.
I feel like when he was talking about Lee's T-shirt, I was hoping he would say Rihanna. Like, if there's any, it's Umbrella, so that's Rihanna's brand.
I'm fairly certain you won't get my T-shirt.
Is yours a reference to something?
Yeah.
so it's just.
If you look on the T-shirt, it actually tells you what.
Wait,
it's
can
about.
you sort of turn around? Because I think there's something on the arm. Wait.
Hang on, you want this from a museum?
Avebury Henge. That just sounds like a museum, yeah. Like.
Do you work at a museum now? Is this what you're trying to tell us? You got a new job.
It's the cooler standing stones that aren't.
Oh, it's the hipster
Glastonbury.
Stonehenge.
It's the cooler Stonehenge. Avebury Henge. You can get right up to the rocks. It's really cool.
Oh.
So it's all mystic, ancient Britain.
Phil, you had a thought.
I was like, I think I went there.
No.
Like on like a very
Scrolling
long,
for the
very
selfies.
boring
Stones.
school trip where we had to turn a coat hanger into a divining rod, and then I almost had my eye out because of wires, and I was 11. I know, it's a great story.
Callum, what T-shirt are you wearing?
Checking for stains there.
A plain grey T-shirt.
I mean, that's pretty spectacular, really. Primani?
No, Foot Locker.
You bought a plain grey T-shirt from Foot Locker. We
Yeah.
could have just gone to Primark.
That's like
I
going to
bought it
IKEA
ages
for
ago.
lunch.
I bought it ages ago.
Does it?
Yeah, I've had it for years. I've had it since I was a child.
Oh my God, it's his name sewn in like at school.
Does it say Callan or Little Tugger?
In my defence, I was a very fat child, so it still fits me as an adult.
Did you often lose your clothes?
He's got his name in it.
I can't with you.
Oh God.
What am I saying?
Ryan Parrish, you're wearing a Peaky Blinders hat. How's that happened?
Because it's cold, it's freezing, and we're in December.
Fred Dibner. Oh, it is really cold. Everybody knows who Fred Dibner is.
You go and ask one of these people on the street if they know who Fred Dibner is.
Excuse me, sorry to bother you, I'm doing a piece for radio. Do you know who Fred Dibner is?
I've heard of him.
Do you remember him, Fred Dibner?
No, not really, mate. Sorry.
Okay, cool, no problem, thank you. I'm on the move. Excuse me, hi, I'm doing a piece for radio. Do you remember who Fred Dibner is? No. Nobody knows about Fred Dibner. So far,
What, 0 out of 13?
If the results aren't looking good for Fred Dibner Watch, I will find someone who knows who Fred Dibner is. I'm knackered.
I just ran across the road once, that was it.
I ran across the road and I got hit by a car.
You nearly got hit by a megabus.
Okay, cool. Excuse me, hi, I'm doing something for radio. Do you know who Fred Dibner is?
Sorry, I'm with
Okay, no problem. More people who don't know who he is.
Do they know that he built a mine in his garden? I don't think so.
Did he?
Yeah, he built a mine shaft in his garden.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What else do we know about Fred Dibner?
You like chimneys?
Did he? Why?
Because he climbs them, that's what his job was.
He used to knock them down.
Did he?
Yeah.
Steeplejack, which is a really archaic word.
That man looks like he knew who Fred Dibner is. I'm going to ask, oh no, he's in the middle of the road. You're going to get hit by a car.
No.
It's geeky goings on!
It's geeky goings on.
Excuse me, sir, do you know who Fred Dibner is?
No, I've never heard of him. Did he not used to present How? No, that's Fred Dinage. Got my Freds mixed up.
It's nice for people to know about Geeky Brummie's reputation that wherever we go, 4 non-blondes automatically starts playing.
I do, man, you're right. I'm doing a bit for radio. Do you remember who Fred Dibner was?
No idea.
No problem. Thank you. This is rubbish.
To ask somebody of an older generation.
I did, Keith.
How many Fred Dibner positives are you at 2 so far?
We have no Fred Dibners.
You asked Chinese tourists for a start off, which was never going to be a big success.
Are they playing Westlife in the car park? Oh no, it's ABBA. Oh, shocking.
I don't even think
You
it's
just
ABBA.
confuse Westlife with ABBA, Guy Halford.
It's pretty shocking, isn't it?
Musical expert of the show, Guy Halford, confusing Westlife and ABBA. Weird news. With the cavalry in the background, just because.
Yeah,
Special guest Jonah Lewis.
Legally, we're allowed to have that song on because it's in the environment.
It's environmental music, yes.
It's an incidental sound. Don't sue us. Otherwise, we'll get the cavalry on you.
Alright, are we ready for our 4 news stories to pick 2 from? High-tech robot at Russia Forum turns out to be man in suit.
That's got me already.
Greek government plans crowdfunding for new warships.
I am laughed at that one.
James Bond has severe drinking problem according to researchers.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And the last one, Christian Bale says Trump thought he was actually Bruce Wayne when they met.
You've got to do that one, haven't you?
Yeah, I think we know which ones.
We've been joined by special guest Philip Howard. Hi, Phil.
Hello.
And Viv Parrish.
Hello.
Just to explain the two random voices that all crop up.
Yeah.
Right, are we ready? So this is from CBS News. CBS News by Sophie Lewis.
I feel like any story about Trump with Santa Baby playing in the background feels inappropriate.
Feels like a Me Too movement protest speech.
Yeah.
How would you react if you came face to face with Christian Bale dressed for his role in a Batman movie? Apparently it happened once to Donald Trump, and Bale found the future president's reaction quite entertaining.
Okay, so did Trump naturally think that Bruce Wayne was a fellow multimillionaire and he thought he maybe could strike up some business with him here?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Bale says when he met Mr. Trump back in 2011 whilst filming for The Dark Knight Rises at Trump Tower, Bale shared the hilarious tale with Variety at the red carpet premiere of Voice, in which he stars as former Vice President Dick Cheney.
Found that funny.
I met him one time, Bale told Variety's Mark Malkin of Mr. Trump. We were filming on Batman in Trump Tower and he said, "Come on up to the office."
Grab him by the bat suit.
I think he thought I was Bruce Wayne because I was dressed as Bruce Wayne. Right, so dressed as Bruce Wayne, that is a man in a suit.
Yeah.
There is no actual Bruce Wayne outfit, is there? It's just a man in a nice suit.
It's fair.
And I would have thought that Trump would meet a lot of those people.
Yes. Men in suits, mainly, being the people he comes into contact with.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like if they're not wearing a red tie, though, he doesn't recognise who they are.
I think he thought I actually was Bruce Wayne because I was dressed as Bruce Wayne. So he talked to me like I was Bruce Wayne and I just went along with it, really. It was quite entertaining. I had no idea that at the time he'd be thinking about running for president.
I mean, I don't think any of us did, to be honest with you.
I don't think he did for a while.
He added that the story told in Voice about Cheney's powerful role in George W. Bush's administration is part of how we got to being here, that individual one being a president, referring to Mr. Trump by the designation used by Special Counsel Robert Mueller in the recent findings. Unfortunately, Bale didn't answer the question of who he thought Trump should play in the who should play Trump in the next movie.
Oh God, who would play Trump in a movie?
Yeah, that's a good question.
See, I would have said Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
I mean, can't now, but
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Had to be replaced by Remy Malek halfway through filming.
Nick Frost.
Ooh, good call.
Boris Johnson.
Isn't there a story that he's allegedly the illegitimate love child of Donald Trump?
What, Boris Johnson? No. I feel like that is going into David Icke territory. That. Yeah. What was the robot one, Ryan? Because like the Russian robot business suit man.
I think I might have heard about this one, but yeah, go for it.
It's getting a bit romantic in here, Phil. I'm going to put my arm around you.
So, this is from The Guardian. In comments, high-tech robot at Russian forum turns out to be man in suit.
Who wrote the article?
Andrew Roth in Moscow.
Who wrote the Trump article?
I can't. I'll have to go back now. Sophie Lewis.
Do you believe these are legitimate people, Keith?
I think the article writing AI has cottoned onto the fact that most of the names before they picked were just puns on the story, and have actually started using real names.
So this is from Andrew Roth in Moscow at The Guardian. A high-tech robot shown on Russian state television has turned out to be a man in a suit.
I love this.
Russia 24 praised the Earthstat android during the coverage of a youth forum dedicated to robotics, boasting that robot Boris has already learnt to dance and he's not that bad.
Hang on a minute, they weren't at a Kraftwerk gig, were they?
But sharp-eyed bloggers were dubious. The Russian website T-Journal listed questions about the robot's performance. Where were Boris's external sensors? Why did he make so many unnecessary movements whilst dancing?
Okay, what was he? Have we got a picture of this man?
But there's a picture of him, and you can clearly see his neck.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah. No,
it's pretty blatant.
It's not even as good as C-3PO.
No. He looks like a Star Trek extra.
He looks like he's out of Lex.
What's Lex?
Do you not remember Lex, the terrible Channel 5 sci-fi series that used to be on before the Red Tudors? A perennial favourite of Guy Halford.
Before the Friday night Shannon Tweed Fest.
David Duchovny trying to act. Later on, photos of the robot posted on social media follow the very visible neckline of a person in the suit. Boris turned out to be Alyosha the robot, a costume made by a company called Show Robots.
So hang on, I'm confused.
It's just a good cosplay.
Was he a robot? I don't know.
It's a man in a robot suit.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a £3,000 robot suit, but it's still a suit. The £3,000 costume, equipped with microphone and tablet display, creates a near total illusion that you're standing before a real robot.
But he's got a human face.
He had a helmet on. It ain't no Boston Dynamics freaky stuff, is it really? Yeah, there you go.
A photograph published by MBKH Media, the news agency founded by Vladimir Putin opponent Mikhail Khodorkovsky, Khodorkovsky, appeared to show the actor in the robot suit ahead of the forum on Tuesday in Yaroslavl, a city 155 miles northeast of Moscow. The organizer of the Prietketeoria Technology Forum held each year for the future intellectual leaders of Russia did not try to pass the robot off as real, the website reported. But whether by mistake or design, the state television footage did just that. It's entirely possible that one of these students could dedicate himself to robotics, an anchor reported, especially as the forum said they have the opportunity to look at the most modern robots.
What was this thing we found about a man in an air vent? Like that you were telling me about? There's some bloke in an air vent.
I'm going to pass this over to Vivian Parrish, who found this story earlier.
I need to find it first. Hold on a second.
Shall we do some karaoke whilst we're
singing to Stevens? You got another thing coming if I sing to this song?
Closing number at our festive folk concert last week.
Stuck in a grease trap.
Yes, basically.
Yes.
Did you steal the limelight at your wife's thing?
I was just videoing it, photographing it.
Were you?
Yeah. Party tonight. Everybody knows the words to Shaky.
This show's going out in January, remember? And like people are going to be like, oh, put it up for Christmas song.
Everybody would have taken their Christmas decorations down by Boxing Day.
That is true. That is the right time to do it.
I mean, they have had them up since October, but
I feel now that I'm like cheated if Keith does not bring his omnicord at every occasion.
I feel that needs to happen.
I saw how big it was. It's not easy to look around.
I think Phil's got the story ahead of Viv here.
Is it this one?
Yeah, Phil, you can read this. Guest produce the story.
I like the headline here.
So sadly, sadly, or depends what you think of Vice.com. But anyway,
Vice.com.
Vice.com. The brilliance of journalism by River Donaghy. This guy got stuck in a restaurant's disgusting grease duct for 2 days. It took firefighters almost an hour to get him out once they finally found him.
Right, disgusting the grease duct.
Well,
isn't that just a grease duct? There's no need for the disgusting moniker. It's going to be greasy. It's going to be disgusting.
I mean, kick a guy while he's down.
It does look on the disgusting end of a grease duct, but
On the grease duct.
Yeah.
From one to.
Police in California responded to reports of faint cries coming from a closed restaurant on Wednesday morning to find a man stuck in an old Chinese takeaway's dirty grease duct, and he'd apparently been stuck there for days. According to
living off the grease.
Was he lapping at the grease?
We need to skim out. So he'd allegedly attempted to break into the restaurant.
What was he going to steal? Prawn crackers?
And they're reporting, quote, pulling a diehard.
In a Chinese restaurant.
And shimmying through the exhaust vent, but he misjudged the size of it. and he, quote, got covered in grease and oil and unable to move. But that, I don't know, part of that sounds quite fun, but then the not moving and being stuck in there.
What I don't understand, he was stuck by grease.
Yeah.
Now, for me,
Grease
one
is-
of the things that
would-
I've always been told is if you get stuck in something, grease yourself up and you're going to get out.
Are you the grease naked deaf guy from Family Guy?
I was thinking more of the Simpsons, groundskeeper Willie. The grease me up woman.
I like some of the I kept hearing this and I'm like, who can it be?
Right, I have one bonus story, which I think we need to discuss. This is from the Telegraph. Man who stood in line to rob bank wearing mask and gloves wasn't queried because staff thought he may have a skin condition.
I'm not even touching that one.
This is by Telegraph reporters.
Reporters?
Reporters.
It took two of them to do this story.
At least two.
I mean, like, given that headline, I can imagine why, like, one to read it, one to proofread that.
A man whose face was masked was able to rob a bank because the manager did not feel comfortable approaching him, as she feared he had a skin condition and didn't want to cause offence.
So when he started asking for money, they said, it's okay, you might have a skin condition. It's like, you know, the actual robbery bit didn't clue them in.
Oh, no, it gets better. Simon Jones, 38, stood quietly in the queue at a County Durham NatWest branch along with the other customers for 15 minutes, wearing blue latex gloves, a pulled-up hooded top, a face mask and dark glasses, whilst carrying a bottle of Febreze and a hold-all.
That didn't ring any bells.
Yeah,
that was my question.
What was he going to do with the Febreze?
The bank manager, Gemma Hughes, asked only whether she could help him as he stood in line, Durham Crown Court was told. When reaching the front line, Jones told the cashier he had acid and a bomb before forcing her to place £370 in his bag.
370? You want a bit more than that, don't you? Yeah.
371?
Was he claiming that the Febreze was acid?
I think so.
Do you know what? This guy queued for 15 minutes. What a mug! I would have kicked off.
Mrs. Hughes even tried to hand over a decoy £1,000 bundle containing a tracking device, but it failed to work. Jones was able to escape, and the police only managed to track him down after the members of the public report what his car looked like. Prosecuting Julian Waugh told the court the manager approached the defendant as he waited in the queue and asked if she could help him. He replied, "No." Judge Christopher Prince questions Miss Waugh's actions about the manager's actions. It was a hot day. He was wearing a coat with a hood up, carrying a big bottle of Febreze, wearing sunglasses, a face mask, blue plastic gloves, and yet he was observed as he made the way to the front of his queue, where Victoria Smith was left to be threatened by a man who said he had a bomb and acid. After taking advice, Miss Waugh explained, the manager was concerned he might have a skin condition because he waited patiently in the queue. She went to speak to him to find out if everything was all right. She had to tread a careful line between upsetting somebody who might have had to wear such things to protect their skin or have a nasty motive for wearing such a disguise. Jones admitted the robbery and was jailed for 14 months by Judge Prince. See, Judge Prince just makes me think of Prince in like full Prince regalia behind a bench somewhere.
You're going away to 1999.
So, question for the room. Would you have at least thought of calling the police at this point if you approached a man wearing blue latex gloves, a hoodie pulled up, a face mask and sunglasses in the middle of summer?
Yes, that's the sensible...
I feel like after 15 minutes, like you judge him for like 5 minutes first, and then after 5 minutes you'd be like, hang on a minute, something is afoot here.
Yeah, I would be massively suspicious of that.
Well, it does make you think, have they had legit customers before that are dressed like that? They're just used to it. What are they used to if they're not flagging that?
I mean, it's County Durham, so it isn't like the wilder part of the UK.
Surely you would have took him to one side and said, "Oh, well, let's sort you out in an office."
Hi, Keith. I didn't know he was into that.
Well, he's covered in latex, you know.
Yes, having worked in a bank before.
I think I would also have gone, hang on a minute, is it worth pressing the panic button here?
Yeah. It's a bit extreme though.
I don't know, the Febreze. Why would you take Febreze into a bank out of a bag?
Maybe he's like a guy and he could smell fish and he was going to spray people.
It smells of fish in this pub, man, I'm telling you. £371, I mean, like, wow. Was it worth it?
Guy, for £371.
I would not.
15 minutes in a queue.
I would not. Right, it's time for a new feature. Did Guy take the mic? Before we answer it, Lee, did Guy take the mic?
Yes. Yes.
Viv?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we had a buffet at work. The budget was £3 maximum limit.
£3 per person or £3 in total?
£3 per person. Okay.
How many people were there?
About 25. Okay, so I put.
Fairly respectable budget.
Sorry, was it like a potluck?
No, you just had to sign up something on there.
Okay.
Somebody put chips on there.
As in, not crisps?
No, as in chips. As in chips. Yeah.
Like a bag of chips.
Yeah, like a bag of chips. So I put myself down for Haribo. I only bought 2 bags of Haribo, but they had 11 packets in each bag.
So hang on, it is like a potluck. You bring stuff along and you put it all out and you all share.
Yeah, but I chose to.
It's like the American version of
Okay, yeah.
And already this has started out to be the most bizarre buffet in history. Chips and Haribo.
Really classy. Yeah.
Don't change Guy's diet like that, Keith.
Okay, so like I spent £2 max on the Haribo. So I thought I contributed, so I'm entitled to some of the buffet now.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. Normally, somebody when we do a buffet will bring freshly cooked samosas. That's a pricey item, you know. Probably looking at 15p per samosa. You're probably bringing 60. That's costly. What is that in math? 15 times 60. I can't.
No one knows.
No one knows off the top of their head. We'd all fail on countdown.
£5 and £50.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
So. But then I went to go to Morrison's on my lunch break, and at this point I had seen no samosas brought into the office.
£9 English.
£9.
A whole £9.
Okay, so that's triple the price of the individual cost of the buffet.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Did it come with the spicy sauce?
It came with yogurt.
Oh, not the you need the tamarind sauce.
And there might have been sauce. There might have been. So somebody bought chips. Which is poor, but
what quantity of chips?
It was like the
just a regular large portion of
No,
chips?
it was like the chips you have when you're hungover and you're drunk. That kind of cheap fries.
Oven chips.
Sweaty fries. Sweaty fries.
They're not chips. They're fries.
You neglected.
That's a mis-selling there already.
So
you wrote chips down and brought fries.
So I complained to my boss about the potentially there was going to be a lack of samosa, and I was thinking I'm hoping for a free meal here that I'd have to have dinner tonight. So anyway, I popped to Morrison's on lunch and bought two mini samosas at 25p each. I sat and munched them at my desk, feeling quite proud of myself that I'd had some samosas and no one else did. And then the motherload arrived, a big monster munch box sized of samosas, and my eyes lit up like, oh my god, they've arrived. I felt fat, but I thought this isn't going to stop me. So, okay, there's probably about 60 samosas in the box. It says about 25 to 30 people in the office. There's about 2 samosas each. I had 2 samosas. I went back for a third. And I didn't feel any regret about having that third samosa.
What were the size of the 2 you had before?
Mini, like small. It's very small.
So like half a Dorito size?
Yeah, like a Dorito size.
So let's say on your 4th samosa,
I am on my 4th.
You're not like, this is fine, I'm fine now.
Yeah, I felt good.
At what point were you like, I'm satisfied with the amount of samosa I've had? Why was that third one necessary?
Like when I hit 2 and I saw a fellow.
Was it more the disadvantage of somebody else who could only have one
I feel like you. Right. I feel like you were just loving the.
Right. Well,
the person who goes, oh, I've only got one samosa left.
I felt. I ate the 2 samosas quite quickly. I was hungry. I got them down. Whilst eating a bag of quavers, I might add, which was from my own drawer, not crisps that would contribute, my own quavers. So then I saw a fellow colleague go back in for seconds. So I saw that as a sign of that's okay for me to go back in now. I saw him grab another samosa, so I helped myself to a third samosa. I sat at my desk, I ate it, I enjoyed it. My boss, who'd been distracted by a fellow colleague asking them about a problem, he only got one samosa. He prompted to make me feel guilty about this. Did I take the mick by having 3 samosas instead of having probably the allotted 2 that should have been?
Yes.
Phil?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did your boss nearly cry at this point that he only had 1 samosa of joy to eat?
He threatened to rat me out.
I think that officially establishes yes.
Yeah. Yes, and also they were all thinking, who's the git that's only bought enough Haribo to go around half the office?
I mean, if you're going to bring samosas, though, that is a game of, you've got to be first come, first serve, right?
See, I have a very similar family story tale, which Viv's going to probably laugh at. My dad is known as the buffet cleanser in our family. He always goes last. But he hoovers. He feasts on the buffet. You actually wonder about the structural integrity of the paper plate.
So he's like, is he? I know this move. You're like, oh, everyone else, you take what you want, and then you go in. You're like, I'll just finish everything off. It's great. Yeah.
He doesn't have a plate of food. He has a mound of food. He looks like Henry VIII at courts. It's like it's like watching somebody put a Jenga tower together. You see like the layer of chicken wings, and then goes the potato salad as a bit of cement. then the rolls go on. Then it's crisps, and then it's kind of like the celery sticks and stuff that nobody ever eats. They just pick it up to make them feel like they're being healthy at the buffet.
I mean, in my defence, it's first come, first serve, right? So there's a technique to this. So like, you go in with group 1.
But yeah, I mean, you're also like mildly in a social contract as well, aren't you? Like just not being an asshole.
But it's samosas.
Like, you feel like the amount of money you have put into this buffet is the return you can take.
Like, if you're thinking of it monetarily wise, I think you've lost already.
I mean, okay, 15p a samosa, I won. Did I? No, I didn't.
Can you give us the entire rundown of what you ate at this buffet?
Samosas and a handful of Pringles.
Is that it?
Yeah.
What else was present at this buffet? It sounds very beige at the moment.
Chips. Lots. Quiche.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have the fries. They look sweaty.
Did you take a bag of the Haribo before you placed it?
I did have a bag of the Haribo.
You took a bag of the Haribo before you break. That's breaking the social contract.
I had a bag of my own Haribo. That's fair.
The supplies.
I had a bag of my own Haribo, but I think.
Right. So you knew food was coming, but you also went out for extra samosas. As well. I don't really get that.
No,
bit
okay.
as well. Is anyone else puzzling?
My logic here was.
I know samosas are coming, but I'm just going to eat more samosas before. I'm going to have some starter samosas before my main course samosas.
Got to warm up on that.
It's almost like having the mini version of your meal before the main version.
The samosas after.
No, I didn't know.
Here is the essence of samosa to get.
I mean, that's what it sounds like happened.
And I'm just going to get the little ones.
Yeah.
So it's not going to spoil my appetite.
Like I'm not, I'm not a pig or anything.
This is where egg was on my face, because I went and I picked up the samosas and I came back thinking there was no samosas, and I felt so smug that I had samosas until I saw the big box of samosas, and then I still took piss with it, to be fair. So
did your little mini samosas come with any kind of sauce or relish?
No, but they had onion and I was well annoyed. It was like a thick layer of onion and I was vexed. But I think...
Who'd have thought?
I think, right, so basically there's a strategy to this. So you go in with group 1 initially, and you get your first supply of food, and you go back to your desk, and you finish half of plate 1. And then when group 2 go in, because they're the nice people who've let group 1 go in first, like the Gannets, you go in with group 2, and they're like, oh, I haven't seen Guy in here. So then you're like, happily have a samosa, because they haven't seen me in. And then if you go back in for first group 1, be like, oh, Guy was definitely in the group last time. So you could keep working this system, but you just have to leave half-eaten plates of food at your desk.
You're like the Napoleon of buffets. It's like, what the hell?
Battle strategies for samosas. But does your office have the grazer? The office grazer. This is a man who will appear from nowhere at the scent of the birthday cake, samosas, any food substance bought in for sharing. This person pops up. He works on 4 floors away, but it's like he's attuned to food appearing in the office.
I'm pretty sure that's me.
It's kind of like you can imagine him sitting at his desk and birthday cake. I shall return, and just like a puff, and he just appears wherever food is available.
I mean, it's fair to say I took the mick, but to be fair, I got a free meal out of it because I went home and had 2 pita breads for dinner. Here's a new feature. What was this situation? I had to get to the hospital. I got an injury, the spider injury. It still exists. I got damaged cartilage. I'm sat next to a man. Names are coming up on the board on the screen. He looks at me and he goes, "Has my name? Has my name? Has my name gone on the board yet?" I look back at him and go, "I don't know who you are."
Was he wearing a name badge?
No. Was I in the wrong to tell him I didn't know who he was?
Me would be more than happy to meet Guy by the curbside.
It's probably what I'll end up doing. I mean, it is funny. I'll give you that. I would say you're in the right, though.
I didn't know who he was. Okay.
I think it's quite sensible to go, as you did not know who he was, to legitimately go, "No, I don't know if your name's gone up."
I'd say dubious.
I would have asked the same thing.
I mean, like, what was he thinking? Like, "Oh, has my name gone up on the board yet?" I'm sorry, I didn't realise we had a past history together, that we really knew each other that in depth. That I was waiting for your name to come up on the board. What annoyed me the most was his name came up before mine. Like, and then he saw his name come up and he was like, "Oh, that's my name. Is it? Well, it's not my name, so..." Oh.
Were you not tempted to reply with, "I know my name's not come up yet"?
I was genuinely astonished by the question of, "Has my name come up on the board?" Yeah, I mean, what?
Was there no one sitting to the other side of him?
There was a lot of people in there.
Then why did he choose to ask you?
Or maybe he looked like this face looked friendly, like this face looked friendly. You know, he looked at me and he was like, "Here's the man I can approach."
He maybe saw you from behind and thought, "There's a nice lady who's going to..."
I feel like how would you react in that situation, Lee?
Wait, if I was him?
If you were me?
Oh, I probably would just be confused by it. I'd just be like, I would just say I don't know. I probably, to be fair, I probably would end up reacting in the similar sort of way you did. Just like, I don't know.
Side question: Mud doing a Christmas song, does this sound wrong to anybody else?
No, it's proper Christmas. Proper combo. Is your doctor so low tech that it doesn't speak out the name of the people that come in?
I mean, this is a QE in Birmingham. This is a big time.
When your name comes up, it says it out phonetically, which it does mean it struggles with certain names.
What does it say for you then?
Ours does.
Keith Bumfield.
Keith Blarmfield.
I should consult my lawyers.
Keith. Does it sound like... What's his face?
I'm a lumper.
Hello?
To doctor, disaster in room 13.
I just don't understand why you'd ask a random stranger, "Has my name been called?" Like, what process went through his mind where he was like, "Oh, do you know what? This guy would definitely know that if I've been called or not."
Talking of, I had a situation in my life where I was called Mr. Polish for 6 weeks.
What?
When I was working in Mumbai for my previous company many years ago, they used to have cars waiting outside for us, and it'd say company name car, company name car, company name car. And for some reason, they thought I was the bloke manager of these people, even though it was all like the same level in the business. but they couldn't pronounce parish, so it became Mr. Polish for 6 weeks. So every morning I'd get a phone call going to Mr. Polish, your car is outside.
Did you have a little aeroplane? Were you like, Mr. Sheed, makes it clean?
Buzz down into the car in my little personal aeroplane. But yes, Mr. Polish for 6 weeks of my life.
That's 2019's name.
So how does that sound? Geeky Brummie with Ryan Polish.
Maybe it's an untapped audience.
Yeah.
Was I in the wrong?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think you could have been politer in your rejection.
I think you could have handled it better, but I don't think you were in the wrong strictly from the sense of like somebody you don't know asking you if their names come on.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't tell him to go away.
Well, didn't you say that he had a foreign accent?
But that doesn't matter. Common sense was at play.
Yeah, but maybe he didn't sort of...
Maybe he thought he had like a very unique name.
Why would I know that? Why would I know?
How? That was his...
Like, his name could have been like Bob Smith. I don't know until I met him.
Maybe he was Bry Halford and he was like just it might have been confused.
I feel like my general shocked, arrogant answer was justified.
I think of all the things that you've done, this is the one that's most human.
How do I end up in these situations?
You have a certain look about you, don't you?
Ryan, I've come around your gaff and you've got a Roku box. And
we've moved to a Roku Express, which is a tiny little streamer, but it does Amazon Prime plus Netflix.
Tiny little streamer.
Plus YouTube.
Name of Callan's autobiography.
And Now TV. And iPlayer. And Channel 5 On Demand. And ITV Hub. And All 4 as well. So it's pretty much every single streaming service, plus something a little bit extra.
Yeah, what is this that you have introduced me to? Because yeah, I don't know.
It is a new streaming service called Pluto, which has finally come to the UK as its tagline at the minute. I think it's been like a US streaming service for quite a while.
Right, and what's so great about Pluto?
Well, it's got an interesting collection of channels, shall we put it that way?
Yeah, I mean, you've just put on something here called Two Night Stand.
Yep.
I mean, calling me interested. Tell me more.
The descriptions on it aren't actually got that much information, but it says a snowstorm sources two people who made an online connection to unwillingly extend their one-night stand as the blizzard rolls through the night.
Oh, I've heard of this. It's got Miles Teller in.
Oh, is it?
I think so, yeah.
And also on is An American Christmas Carol, starring the Fonz. Good old Mr. Henry Winkler.
Anybody who is listening to this post-Christmas, we were watching this around Christmas. We wouldn't just be watching this randomly in January.
But it's a retelling of Charles Dickens' beloved Christmas Carol, in which Henry Winkler is a heartless finance company president in Depression-era New England.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds rubbish. What else we got on this almost trashy amount of television here? There's over 100 channels we've got here.
Yep. We have Unsolved Mysteries, episode 21, which has got Kicked Out Killer, GI Guinea Pig, Foster Baby, and Astarte's Last Stand, plus UD.
All those words don't make any sense to me.
No.
So hang on, has a guinea pig killed somebody here?
It just says GI Guinea Pig, so that means a guinea pig in the war.
Right, okay, I'd watch that. It's like, imagine like that and a Sergeant Bilko crossover. What's Slednex? Slednex 16?
Slednex 16. The Slednex team are once again documenting the sickest ride on the planet.
Oh, I want to see what the sickest ride on the planet is. It says Chris Brown's in this. Is it the Chris Brown or a Chris Brown?
I think it's just a Chris Brown. What it looks like is people on snowmobiles.
I mean, what he's doing is ace, but is it sick? I don't know.
It's prattling around on snowmobiles.
Yeah, they all look like they'd like be like saying like Keanu Reeves.
They all look like they have trust funds.
Yes. Yeah. What else we got here? IGN Australia plays Battlefield 5.
Yes.
Great. Minecraft TV. Oh, put that on.
Minecraft TV, don't press the button. Minecraft mods introduce you to the best of Minecraft, from inspired minigames to hilarious parodies. Explore just a taste of what you can experience in the Block Eat Block world.
Block Eat Block. Brilliant. So basically, instead of playing Minecraft, we're watching people
Play Minecraft.
Playing Minecraft. But we're not playing it. We're watching people play it. This is a TV network.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is. I don't understand that.
Right. People who like odd TV online might know these two next channels. One is Riff Tracks, which is basically TV shows and films which they just dub over the top with them making crap jokes.
Okay. Like what we're doing.
Yeah. And then the best one, Mystery Science Theater 3000, all night, every night. This needs to be on constant showing. So if you've heard of Mystery Science Theater 3000, these are the classic Mystery Science Theater 3000 episodes, recorded originally on PBS in America.
Right, so it's just a channel playing Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yes.
Why?
Because some people really like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Why would you watch it all day?
I don't know. Maybe it's good background. But it's basically it's a person and two robots commentating on films.
I mean, I feel like that's what this show is like sometimes.
Well, we do have a robot in Callan.
So they're watching some kind of Christmas film. By
they are watching Santa Claus, directed by Ken Smith.
No, okay. Him of that. What's Fail Army? Oh, is this just fails?
Yes. Do you remember that YouTube thing back in the mid-2000s where people just had lots of clips of people injuring themselves?
Like fails of the week, basically.
Yes.
So this man just got hit in the head by a plate.
Yep.
There's
a man stroking his moustache very slowly.
He seems like he's full of himself, to be honest with you. What's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, he's got a scorpion in his mouth. I didn't see that come in.
Why would you have a scorpion?
Why would you even do that?
Why is this on in the daytime as well?
What is that about? Oh no, because a man rolling a pancake. It says eat clean, train dirty. Motto for Callan's life. He's dropped his pizza on the floor. I mean, like, that is not as good as having a scorpion crawl out of your mouth.
Fail, really, is it?
No, I dropped some pastry.
Somebody
on the
falling
floor.
over skiing. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Bit of a fail.
Zach Galifianakis smoking a cigar, doing some skating. He's fallen over. He's taking a tumble. Fat lad goes down. That's really bad to Zach Galifianakis. You're not a fat lad. Some guy's fallen off his bike. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like if we'd recorded Callum falling off his bike, this would have been here. That guy looks like Craig McLachlan from
and he just
Neighbours.
fell off the end of a pier.
Okay, so there's a guy bending against the wall and there's a kid kicking a football up his ass. So we know what's going to happen here.
Is the ball's going to hit him in the balls?
Oh, hit him in the nuts. Yeah, great.
There you go.
What else we got? This is like a more extreme You've Been Framed. Animals we love, cuddles and snuggles.
This is the Pet Collective channel, which is the channel I think you would love more than any other ones.
He's a little cat.
So, what's better than snuggling and cuddling with your pets?
It's a pig video, and as we know, Callan loves watching little pig videos.
It's a cat giving a massage to a little pig. And also got TV Kids, which has got shows that I've never seen anywhere in the history of mankind.
It's Ruby Gloom. Oh god, that's really scary. It's like a girl. She's got really big black eyes, purple hair, and potentially a cold, like a permanent cold. That is terrifying. Mm-hmm. You can Google that. Ruby Gloom.
She's having a bad hair day, which is hair is a pun on rabbit, where we've got H-A-R-E.
That is horrendous.
But it seems to be Ruby Gloom all day.
Can I just point out the man running outside for the outside run? He's in a panic. He's doing a panic run. There's a man running. You know when you have your arms flapping by your side all over the place. Where are you going?
Two more channels which we're going to talk about. One is Fireplace TV.
Nice.
Can you imagine what Fireplace TV could possibly be?
I mean, why would you sit and watch that?
It's a looping video of a fireplace, but they have adverts in between as well.
Right. Okay.
And our final channel is Holiday Lights.
Again, this is around Christmas. We're watching this to remind listeners. So
it's just very long pans of Christmas lights from around the world.
Right. So Pluto's it's got an array of channels on which are rubbish.
Pretty much.
But
and some occasionally good stuff.
I did also notice something else on the Roku that you had which amused me. If we go back to the home page...
Do we want to leave Pluto TV?
We want to leave Pluto TV for good now. So I'm you're obviously scrolling through. These things take some time sometimes. Hopster. What's Hopster?
Hopster is not currently installed, but it is a kids' TV channel show. And Love Nature 4K just sounds quite wrong to me, to be honest.
Baby TV video, Cine Fun
TV.
Do you not get these channels?
You can install them, but you might have to pay an additional fee for these. It's got Indie Flicks.
We don't get that. You don't get that. Do you get that?
You, again, install it, but you have to pay extra for it.
Right, so do you recommend that people buy a Roku based on the strength of Pluto?
Not based on the strength of Pluto. What we have found out is the only device I know that does Amazon Prime and Netflix and Now TV. So if you scroll to all three streaming services, it is a good compromise. So you can have all of them in one place.
If you subscribe to all three services, you don't need to watch Pluto.
True. Thank you for listening to this week's Geeky Brummie Show. Don't forget you can find us all online in the week at Geeky Brummie on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and at geekybrummie.com. Don't forget to give us a review. Please also like and tell your friends about us if you've enjoyed this show. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. If you'd like to support Geeky Brummie, you can help support us at ko-fi.com/geekybrummie. That's ko-fi.com/geekybrummie.